Okay, Frank, I would recommend a couple of things early in your swing that I think could help you moving forward. So, the first thing that I always look at is, sorry about that, how we are loading our back hip. And I would make a recommendation to you, sorry, somebody lifted the net up there, that as you rock into hip load, we're getting near the danger zone of we don't want any weight to be outside the back of our back foot. And I don't have a really good angle here. I wish the camera was back a little bit more. But as we zoom in, you can see kind of your knees outside of your back foot. That makes it very difficult to stride from because, in effect, what you're doing is as you're loading, you're putting more of the weight into your leg than into your hip. And as we watch, I'm going to stay zoomed in here. As we watch our stride, you can see how much we're up, and we still, even that late, see how we're still kind of stacked up over our back foot, right? So now as we start to get off our back foot, it's immediately turning. So before we're even in the ground, look how much we've already turned. And even at toe strike, which is about that frame there probably, you can see how much we're already, how much we are already committed to being around the ball. The other thing is, it's really sapping a lot of power because it's not a real effective weight transfer, right? Just take a look at the videos that are up on the Google site with today that show the different major leaguers, getting their back hip loaded and taking their stride and getting into that immediate preparation. Immediate preparation, again, being from the time that we go toe to heel there, right? And like, there's a good move in that your hands are still back, right? But we've really set ourselves to be around the ball. And that's kind of our end result on our swings is we've got a real around type of direction. And you can even see as your head's going back through extension that we're kind of stuck a little bit on our back side. The other thing too is as we are turning prematurely, we're starting to create a lot more space in there. I like how we're a fist away from our back shoulder, our top hand's a fist away from our back shoulder, but you can see we're starting to create a little bit of space there as our entire kinetic chain is off in its timing because, one, as we are getting into hip load, we're sitting so much on our back leg, right? Again, see how the weight's in our quad, we're more here than in here in our back hip. Then as we stride, we're striding up. And even at that point, right, the weight's not really off of our back leg. So as you watch those major leaguers, see how they load their back hip and go. It was like you were there yesterday. I used the Mariner guy, and he loaded his back hip but then got going forward immediately. That would take out this move here, which sets us up to end up swinging really around the ball, and we'll get so much into it. Again, as you just watch your lower half, you can see how it's more rotational than as you watch those major league guys, how they're getting, how they're getting much more of a driving action forward with their hips. So that would be my big suggestion to you moving forward is we work on how we load our hip and then go forward. It's almost like we're striding downhill and we've got that toe heel going into the ground before we start to see any rotation.